It's gonna be a straight up video. It's gonna be just straight like real life stuff, man. And I was fighting with God about making this video, but He told me I gotta make it. I can't be ashamed. I can't be ashamed because it's not a sad story. It's not a sob story. It's a testimony of how He's brought me and what He's molding and shaping me to be. So I gotta be obedient because I want to live a life pleasing to Him. But I it's real. You gotta be. This stuff goes into the spiritual world. This goes into the deep side of things, the dark side of things, what I've been going through, what He's been putting me through to shape me and mold me so I can help people in this world go through things, to let them know that they're not alone. I gotta go through these types of things so I can be a help for the kingdom, and so I can do my work that I'm called to do here on earth until I die. And it ain't always easy, but I gotta be obedient. So I'm finna get to it. I'm gonna just get straight to it. So first and foremost, I'm gonna tell y'all again, this ain't a sad story. You don't gotta feel bad for me. This ain't a sob story. You don't gotta cry for me. This is a testimony. You should rejoice with me because He's brought me a mighty long way, and He's shaping me into the man that I'm gonna be for the kingdom. But anyways, I've struggled with lust for, I want to say, about 10-ish years. And I'm 18 now, so since I was about 8 or 9, I struggled with lust. And the reason why I struggled with lust is because I wasn't happy in myself. I wasn't pleased with my own life. Like I wasn't, because I got bullied, because I got talked about, because I got picked on, because I was a little short, chubby kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a little nerdy kid that loved choir music and stuff like that, so I got picked on. And I never showed it, but it took a toll on me mentally. And the only way that I could be happy in myself and that I feel loved is if I did that, if I sexualized myself, or if I watched that type of stuff. That's the only way I felt loved. That's the only way that I felt like anybody on this earth loved me. That's the only way that I felt like I was okay, I was accepted. That's when I would do that. So fast forward to about, I get to, I want to say, the 8th grade, and I get closer with God, you know, and this is during COVID, this is during the pandemic, so I'm at home. So I have no outside sources messing with my mind. So I get closer with God, and I'm getting close with God, I'm getting close with Him. And then I go back to school my freshman year. No, I lie, I go back to school my 8th grade year. And I was doing good. And going into my freshman year, and during my freshman year, I fell off with God. I abandoned the faith, and I backslid all the way back to where I was. And it just got worse. I'm telling you, when you get with God, and if you leave, it gets worse. Like what you go through will get worse. So my lusting got way worse. And once again, I was still a bigger dude. My freshman year, I weighed about 230 pounds. So I was a bigger dude. So I was still, you know, people would talk about me getting picked on, and it played with my mental. So I was already numb to the point that I need lust to make me feel right. But now I was like, I want to feel better about myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel better about my inside my body while I'm still doing this. Even though my insides are dead, my soul is in shackles because I'm addicted to this lust. I said I want to feel better about myself. So I start lifting weights and I start running, and you know, I get in shape. And after I see that I get in shape, then it's like, hold up. Because now I'm getting attention. Before this, I was just watching stuff and like, you know, but now I'm getting attention from girls that's feeding into my lustly desires. That's feeding into what I want. That's feeding into this. So I'm getting attention now, and it's like, whoa, and I do stuff that, man, if I would have knew what I was doing, because let me tell you this before I move on. When you have sex before marriage, you're transitioning demons between y'all. So you'll get her demons, and the dudes that she's had sex with, they'll all go to you. Vice versa. Same thing happened to her. That's why it's sexual immortality. You don't do it. Anyways, if I knew that stuff back then, I would have. But I was young, dumb, and I was just being rebellious. So we do all that, and all that happens, and I'm just being rebellious. And then I get to about I go through just about all of high school doing that, and end of my senior year, now I've realized that, man, I want to get back with God. Like, I'm tired of living this life, man. I'm depressed. I'm not happy within myself, and people would never know that. People would never know it because I always masked it with a smile. I always masked it with a smile. I was never happy within myself. Regardless of how swole I was, regardless of how fast I was, regardless of how fit I was, or the singing I was doing, the accolades, the accomplishments, I was never pleased with myself. I never loved myself fully. There's always a void in my heart missing, and I tried to fill it with everything, and it didn't work. Nothing ever worked. So I wanted God, man. I wanted God. And then that's when I tried to stop. It's not until you try to stop that you realize how addicted you are. I tried to stop, and it got so much more worse, like worse than I could ever imagine. I tried to stop. It was like every day I had to feed it, because the thought of the demons having to leave my body, the thought of me having to stop doing that, oh, they didn't like it. They didn't like it at all. So I was feeding into it all the time. And then go through the summer. The last Friday of July, I was sitting in my room on my couch watching Full Gospel Holy Temple in Dallas, and I got saved in my room. I cried out to God. I was weeping. I said, Lord, save me. I got saved. And from that moment on, you know, like I said, I got saved, but the temptation was still there, and I was still, you know, I would stop and I would go again. And what I said all that to get here. If you're going through that, you have to figure out what is the root problem. Why can't I stop? I couldn't stop because I never sat with myself and told myself. I never said, Charles, I love you. I never forgave people that hurt me. It's not until you get to that point that you realize how hard it is, man. You got to realize the root of the problem, and it's not until you address that you can move forward. Until you address that, you will be stuck where you are. You will always be stuck where you are. You have to address that problem. You have to address it. And I didn't address that until like a couple weeks ago. I've been in college for a while, so I didn't address that till a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, I addressed it. Okay, this is where stuff gets crazy. All right, so we get through all that, right? I kill off the cancer. I no longer have the urge to do that because I dealt with the real problem, myself. I dealt with myself, and I let Jesus fill that void. But then I noticed I start having dreams, and in these dreams, demons are having sex with me, but in my physical body, I was orgasming over and over. Demons are having sex with me in my dreams, but in my physical body, I'm orgasming over and over and over and over again. And it happened multiple nights. I said, Lord, if I give you my life, if you love me so much, if I'm your son, if you have so much purpose for me, why are you letting these things happen to me? And then he said, I answered my own question. Because he has so much purpose for me. Because the calling on my life is so big. I must go through these things so I can go through these things and help people while they're going through it. This is why I had to make the video. So I have to let people know that y'all are not alone. And whatever you're going through, you're not alone. You're not the only one going through it. Don't let the enemies put in your mind that you're the only one going through it, that you need to give up because nobody else is going through it. You're not alone. The word, and God is not a God where he shall lie. I'm telling you, whatever God says, you can believe it. His word says, all things shall work together for the good of those who love the Lord and those called according to his purpose. None of these things we do are in vain. Everything we do will be used to shape and mold us, but you have to keep on fighting. Job said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. You have to have a strong foundation of faith. You have to know that God is God and he will not let you die in what you're going through. But you have to yield to him. You have to surrender to him, and you have to know that you're not alone and he is with you. And your battles and your struggles are only going to be used to shape you if you keep him in the middle, through the midst of it. He will use it as a testimony. I'm a living witness that God will get the glory out of your life. For God I will live, and for God I will die. In Jesus' name.